So we've talked about our shitty ass brother before. We have an older brother, and he's pretty fucking lame. If you haven't seen those videos, check those out, because he's a stinker. Recently I pulled a playa ass move on him though.
Oh, dude, that move was epic.
Yeah, I had to change the tides on our relationship, because the last time he and I interacted, we butted heads so hard that I felt an inevitable move on the chessboard from him coming my way. So I was like, I gotta change that. I can't have him moving anywhere near my fucking king.
Okay.
You know?
What was the move you felt?
I just felt some ass move coming. I don't know any specifics. I just felt it in my bones. I have offended him so much. And he's easily offended with everything.
Big time, dude.
That he's gonna totally strike out at me like a venomous serpent. So I had to put an end to that. So I struck out with a player ass move that came out like all my great moves. It just spontaneously came to me.
Yeah, I gotta say, when you told me about this move, it literally blew the wig off my head, dude.
You had no wig.
I was like, dude, my wig. It's dirty now.
Damn, you need a wig too. Homeboy be going bald.
Damn, homie, this jeans though.
Bad jeans. Anyway.
By that you're talking about my pants. Straight stinky, dude.
Oh man, they're soiled. But anyway, so yeah, usually, every now and then, I should say, not usually, he'll visit our mom, and that just means he goes to our shared yard. I live next door to my mom, and we share a yard space, and he goes into that shared yard and he cooks, grills I should say, for about 70 hours and then he leaves.
Yeah,
that's usually what his visits entail. It's just an excuse for him to fucking cook out.
Yeah.
And if you pay for it, all the better for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he did one of those out of the blue, and I was like, fuck. Why fuck? Because that meant that I had to stay in my home because I wanted to avoid him at all costs. I didn't want to interact with him. I didn't want to fucking, fiddle with anything, any tensions that had arisen between us. So I was like, well, I guess I'm stuck in the house, because you gotta understand, if I step foot outside the house, I'm literally where the fucking yard is, so he would easily see me, and then it'd be like, damn, this sucks. So you might be saying I'm being a big pussy by being... No, it's just I didn't want it to lead to some sort of confrontation, is all it is, right? So anyway, but it just so happened that a friend dropped by, the kingpin of comics dropped by, and he wanted to totally buy my Hellraiser collection. And I said,
hell no.
Nay! I can't do it. I can't. I would to him, but it's going to take some dire circumstances. But the point is...
You freaking talked me into getting rid of my Godzilla baby.
Well, yeah, but...
Can't get rid of your... Damn, that's a lot of stuff, though.
Yeah, it's...
Your collection is big.
The point is, the kingpin of comics dropped by, and he said, let's go in your place here. Let's take a little look. But eventually, I have to say goodbye to the guy, and courtesy states that I have to escort him to his vehicle. So that's exactly what I did. I had to escort him, and that meant that I was exposed to my brother and his incessant cooking out. So now I have to acknowledge his presence. And I'm like, this is a thing. So anyway, the kingpin of comics left, and now I was left with a long walk to my front door. In between... which was my brother, his now wife, because typical of him, he was a total douchebag, cheated on his old wife, and just got another one.
Yeah.
That kind of just looks like her, by the way.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I'm not judging her, but let's just say they've already broken up many a time, and he's cheated on her too. But anyway,
that's good.
He's a dick.
Well, he's not good.
He's not a great guy, but anyway. The point is, I'm walking back. Oh, by the way, his daughter, my niece, is also there, and her husband, which I'd never met. So, there's this look. Well, he really, there's an expectant look from everybody else except for him. He's like really all of a sudden super at work at the grill.
Concentrated, dude. He's got to get that charcoal just right.
And we all know...
charcoal, I mean the meat, because he straight up burns that shit.
Yeah, we all know that he doesn't focus on the fucking grill because his meat is straight up fucking pure carbon.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden he's focused on it, like he knows what the fuck he's doing, and I'm like, this guy's avoiding. And I'm like, all right, already I have the upper hand.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna say hi to this cat that I've never met, my niece's husband, and say hi to my niece, and you know, we'll see where the magic takes me. So I go up to her, I say, hey, how you doing? You know, a little hug, a little kiss on the cheek. She introduces me to her boy toy. I really just, at this point, I've decided I'm going to do something. So I just kind of like do the, hey, man, what's up? And then walk away thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I walk away towards our older brother's new wife. And I'm like, yo, what up? The name's Ahab. What up with that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she, I'm sure either she was present during our spat, because it was our last spat between he and I was over the phone. Partially texted, partially called. So I'm sure she heard. Or he told her everything.
He'd be dropping some mad fibs.
Yeah, so she had this look of like, what the fuck? Plus, of course, my brother is the type of guy that has decided that because I was in prison that he's just gonna cast me as a complete villain.
Yeah.
Like, this is a deplorable person that should die. You know? He's that type of guy. Even though clearly he's just reflecting his own self-hate there.
Damn.
But anyway, the point is, she has this look of like, who is this guy? Or why is this guy? Who, what, where, and when is this guy? When she's greeting me, right? I sense a reluctance there. But I'm pleasant. I do the pleasantry. And then that's when it clicks in my head. I'm just gonna go for it. I turn around. I notice that my brother is still insanely super intent on this grill, where at this point nothing is on the grill. He's just doing this, poking at it, and I make a beeline straight towards him, to the point where there's no way he can ignore me. You know, you can only pretend to not have peripheral vision for so long before everybody goes, you have eyes, you fool.
Yeah, especially when a literal man planet
is
freaking meteoring at you.
Yeah, it's gravity in play here, baby. Yeah. You know? So I go up to him, and as the planets will collide, if you will, are fixing to collide, he gets the plate where you put all the meat, and he turns this way. And that's literally when our man planets interject. And now I'm like face to face with him. And I just straight up, I don't even say shit, dude. I just straight up hug him.
Hey, homie.
I give him a little peck.
Oh, shit.
And hey, what's up, man? And then as I retreat, there is this look on his face that I can only describe as egg eyes. And he's like, He has nothing. He's like, what do you say? What do you say to the guy that you put in the crosshairs has just come up and totally just diddled you in front of your own family? Yeah, man, he was just left agog.
You don't understand. I gotta add some gravitas, because you don't really understand how big this move was, people. Like, we're not very affectionate people.
No.
So
we're super unaffectionate.
Yeah, like the least affectionate family out there. Anymore, we'd literally be killing each other. But this homie that literally they almost came fist to fist at one point. Straight up goes up to him and like you said, diddles him, basically. It's pretty freaking intense, dude.
It's intense, yeah. Our family is very standoffish, I guess. I would dare say, and I don't even think I sound self-important by saying this. I think I'm the most emotionally rounded of us, as far as in touch with my emotions. I don't really have a shame about feeling things and expressing them, but I don't really have those opportunities because everybody else in the family is pretty distant.
Mad uptight.
Yeah. And like my mom and all that, it's very rare that anybody says anything to each other that suggests love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the way we are. It doesn't mean we hate each other. It just means that's the way we are. It's a weird dynamic, especially for me, as I've grown older, you know, and the more in touch I've gotten with certain things and feelings and ideas and stuff like that. I feel like the odd man out, you know, but that little odd man out mentality helped me pull this player ass move on a dude that
dude, his mind, his wig must have straight up been on that floor, that dirty ass floor, dude.
I could see his neurons exploding. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, like you said, you gotta understand, man. If we, our immediate family, me, you, and my mom, are so distant when it comes to certain expressiveness, just imagine this guy that shows up and is an asshole and an inconvenience, but you know he's our brothers or whatever. Just imagine how much tension, how much distance on top of the tension there is. And then I go up and just straight up pounce on that player ass move.
Damn, homie.
Dude, his little mind was blown. Even
it's gourd.
Even our niece was like, what?
Yeah.
She was like, what the hell?
The only thing that would have been a more, I'm not even going to say more playa, but a more mind-blowing move was that if he was still looking away, you know, poking the meat or whatever the hell he was doing, and you straight up just like slid up his arms and shit.
Oh, that would just be gay as hell, man.
But imagine,
why am I sliding up his arms?
You grab his arms and pick him up and just slide up him.
What did this become? Dirty dancing?
Dirty dance.
I'm Patrick.
Yeah. That's the only thing that would have been more mind-blowing, but at the same time, it wouldn't have had the same impact.
I would have definitely had I gotta mace you now.
Yeah, exactly. He would have been totally in the right for murking you.
Definitely. But yeah, it was totally a player move. I have yet, because, you know, he just kind of vanishes and goes about his own things. I've yet to see the aftermath of that. But the immediate aftermath was shocked silence.
Yeah.
Utter and complete what the fuck. I feel like I turned the tables. I don't know if that's forever, but I definitely turned.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Several tables.
I feel like the eventually his mind will repiece itself together like the T-1000.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And he's going to come back at you.
He's going to double up.
Unfortunately, his moves are pretty lame.
You got to remember, this is a guy... Oh, man. This is a thing that happened. This is a guy that back in the 90s, he had this huge country phase. Okay? A lot of people have phases. They go through phases. It's not nothing abnormal. But this guy had, like... He's got to be one of the most phase-oriented people ever. Yeah. As in, he's defined by the phase. Like, we go through phases just like everybody, but we never stop liking phases.
Yeah, we could, at any point, take that phase out and put it back in.
Like, we don't stay uninformed about the phases we were in. We're constantly in like with all the phases. Short of that phase burning us, we're constantly, at least in some form or another, active in that phase. So it's not really a phase, you could say.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a phase guy. Like, I remember him being into...
We're not talking about that lame-ass clan.
No,
he's lame.
He's definitely just lame on his own.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, I remember early enough for him to be in that... You know, a lot of phases are defined by pop culture.
Yeah.
And so we'll define them thus. He had a little hip hop phase, which I know blows your mind.
I can't comprehend that dude, my gourd.
Yeah, knowing him, you only know him from 93 forward. So that phase predates him. So I could see that blowing. It blows my mind, and I was present for it.
Yeah, like I can't picture that shit. For most of my life, he was the country guy.
Mm-hmm. And he was like super into country, like almost pathetically into country. And that's coming from us, guys that are pathetically into a lot of things. Yeah. He was like so into country that he would die for it. And I'm not talking your country, which would make sense. I'm talking country music, which that's the last place you want to die. But anyway, he was like super into it, dude. And part of his being so into it started to extend to the culture that surrounds country music. That's only natural. But he didn't go slowly into it. He went from 0 to 60.
Yeah, he went from straight up listening to MC Hammer to popping a boot scoot.
Yeah, he was scooting hard too. And let me tell you, one day he decides he likes rodeos now.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, oh, to his credit, back then when I was a kid, he would do, even though we clashed a lot back then too, he would do, I'll say this, he put forward at least an effort to include me in things sometimes. You know, so he'd be like, hey, I'm going to the rodeo, you want to go? I did find, however, a pattern, and that was people mistrusted him, and by people I mean my mom and the parents of the person he was going with. They thought he was just going to straight up bone, so they would have me as a third wheel. That was one pattern. The other pattern was...
Damn, you're a professional cock blocker?
Yeah. The other pattern was he would constantly be broken up with, so he'd have extra ticket that was supposed to be for his girlfriend, so I'd end up going.
Yeah.
So anyway, he you know, we had already gone to a slew of country concerts and all that stuff, and I liked country, don't get me wrong. Back then it was cool, unlike today's country, but you know, we would go and watch like fucking Clint Black and Alan Jackson and all that jazz. It was cool, you know. I liked that. But then he's like, all of a sudden, he's like, dude, I'm all about Bronx. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
it's probably because of freaking Garth, dude.
Yeah, he probably listened to Rodeo,
yeah.
and then that was it. He was into it. And I was like, when did this happen? And he like us, he kind of all of a sudden just knew everything about it all of a sudden. Yeah. But I never saw him research shit. I was just like, where's he getting this from? But anyway, all of a sudden he was about them rodeos, man. So we started going to rodeos all of a sudden. And the first time I knew I was in trouble was when, God dang it, he decided to volunteer to sing a song during a rodeo.
Oh, no.
Now, I'm not saying he's a bad singer.
Except for
though he did get his demo CD returned to him with a massive footprint on it.
Straight boot, dude.
Yeah, they boot scooted on it.
Damn! It's in the little, you know, where they have the thumbs in the belt, in the little boot.
Man, they scooted hard. Anyway, you know, I'm not saying he's a bad singer, but or at least wasn't. I don't know about it currently, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't fucking do that. And then, like, his girlfriend was there. You know, she was embarrassed as shit because he didn't even know the song well enough to sing it well. So he was all off key and time.
I feel like that's a thing. Like, if you're a dude, I mean, again, I don't know if this is why he did it to impress. I must say it's not.
It's definitely that, to impress.
Yeah, well, I was going to say to impress the chick.
Yeah.
Which, damn, homie, you think that's why?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so then it makes sense. If you're a dude and you got a chick, don't sing to impress a chick.
Yeah, it's not.
No matter how good you are, it's super corny.
You could be your boy Enrique Iglesias and be like, dude, don't
do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
On
Especially
stage,
in public.
Professionally, fine. No, you know?
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. Now, I'm sure there's some chick out there that likes it, but, you know, I have a lot of chick friends, and I talk to them just like I talk to you, and several of them have been like,
don't.
This has happened to me and I hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the worst.
Just don't. So this guy...
It's so awkward. Like, imagine that shit.
Yeah. So this guy goes up and he volunteers to sing. They had a little, like... It was basically like karaoke on a rodeo level, basically. But you had a band.
Mm.
And he just volunteers to be one of the people. And he chose the song. They just happened to know it, right? Which I guess is their job, so whatever. And, I can't remember the song, dude, but it was a popular country song at the time. And holy shit, it fucking sucked. And when they were saying, anybody want to do, he literally stood up so everybody knew where he was, which was next to me. So I felt like super embarrassed. Like I was like, I can only imagine what the chick felt, and I was like, oh, this sucks, my caca hole.
That's gotta be the worst. Yeah, like, I mean, whoever is gonna be quick to volunteer to be mad singer is unaware of their lameness, so you're not gonna feel the embarrassment. But just think about the people you're with, dude. Straight, your anus hurts when that happens.
Straight up fucking died inside, and I was dying inside, so I know she was. I was like, this is a thing. So he sucked massive dinglings doing that. Then he comes back all like, oh, by the way, comes back way after he already had sung and that part of the rodeo thing had ended. He comes back very clearly drunk, and I'm like, this is a thing. So anyway, that sucked massive dinglings, but 500,000 rodeos later. Oh, God damn it. And I remember this one specifically for not only for what I'm about to say, but because it also stank like mad dookie. now don't
Knowing him, he got the cheap tickets next to the shit piles.
No, here's this weird habit he had. He would get good tickets, but he would sit in the nosebleeds, and you're like, why'd you pay for the good tickets? Anyway, so we were in the nosebleeds, but it was just a particularly stanky rodeo.
Yeah.
Now I know rodeos aren't great smelling because there's a lot of animals and Duke. But this was like straight up caca heaven, dude. Like some humans took some mad dukes. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we go in and it's like, damn, homie, scrub that shit. So we go in and we sit up in the stands, and of course it's 50 miles away. But I got to, if you watch enough fucking rodeos, and God knows we did, eventually you start to at least enjoy part of it, because the alternative is going insane and shooting your fucking brains out, So we go. So I'm watching this fucking Dio, right? And I don't mean Dio the singer. I
Ronnie
mean
James.
Lame ass little boots, though. But anyway, I'm watching this rodeo, man, and I hear they do this little thing, and I hear the words or the phrase, "Is anybody up for 8 seconds?" And I immediately know all hell is going to break loose. Because not only have we been seeing a billion rodeos, but he had recently seen the movie 8 Seconds. And he decided that his fucking future apparently was going to be riding some broncs. And I was like, so they called collectively into the crowd for any volunteers to try to ride 8 seconds on a bull. Now, in case you're thinking, well, that just means anybody could be crazy enough as your brother. Well, here's the thing. The bull that they had was this tame-ass, old-ass, small little bull that wasn't going to hurt you.
Definitely gave him like some NyQuil or something.
Yeah, it was a bull that was ready to die, basically, And then they had these rodeo clowns go out and like they were basically holding on to you.
Yeah.
And the damn thing would barely move. You know what I'm saying?
Homie had like a cigarette and he's like...
Yeah, it was basically already in the grave. 2 hooves in the grave. But yeah, man, so they called out, "Is anybody ready for 8 seconds?" And blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, shit. And sure enough, they bring out this bull. And before we even see the first contestant, before I can even ascertain the potential danger of it, he's gone. And he's like, "I'm going to go ride the bull." And by this time, he was already going out with who would become his first wife. And she was like, "Dude, no."
Does that.
Right? But he goes, and she's like, "Is he actually going to do that?" I'm like, "Yep. It's going to blow ass, too." So I'm already thinking, probably going to have to call Mom so she could pick him up because he's clearly going to die. But then they bring out this bull, which is like literally on its last hoof.
Yeah.
And, so I'm like, all right, it's going to be okay. So we see we see a few people ride, and I'm like, oh, he's going to be fine, all right, cool. And his girlfriend's like, oh, okay, cool, right? Fine. It's funny even, they put a kid on the damn thing for crap's sake, So about 10 people go, and then they move on to the next thing, and we're like, wait a minute, what happened? Why didn't he go? Now we wanted him to go.
Yeah.
At least it would be entertaining to see him suck balls this time. But he wasn't there. And then he didn't show up for about a good 30 minutes. All right? And we're like, what the fuck? Already the rodeo has moved on. Other things are happening. We're like, where is this guy? And she's like, I'm going to go look for him. I'm like, no, because then he's going to be like, who are these fools? So just as we're deciding what to do, and we decided we were both going to go look for him simultaneously, we get up and we can see him coming down what's little length of the stands are in the nosebleeds from the top, And we're like, oh, and he has 2 beers in his hand, both of which were for him, by the way. And he comes down, he sits down, and we're like, what happened? Why didn't you ride the bull? And then he proceeds to regale us with this unfathomable tale of horror. And by horror, I don't mean he encountered some beast from some God forbidden ranch. No, I mean horror as in, dude, you suck!
I have a guess.
What's your guess?
I don't want to ruin it.
All right.
So I'll let you know if I was right.
Okay. So what happened was he went, and they were letting the people into the arena to get on the bull.
Dude, I think I know.
He let the people come. They let the people come in piecemeal. So he apparently was back there, and when he saw the bull, he was like, "What?"
I think it is, dude. He wanted a cool ass bull.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
When he saw the bull, he was like, "Can I have another bull?" And they were like, "No, homie.
You want to die, yeah."
Clearly, they don't want to get sued, right?" and he, oh, dude, this is the worst part, dude. He told us this proudly.
Yeah, I could totally see it.
He then proceeded to argue with them vehemently about his right to ride not only a better bull, but a Brahma bull.
Oh, no!
And that he would not take any other option but a Brahma bull.
Homie!
He's a guy!
That's super lame, dude.
Yeah, and he was like super proud of it, dude.
Does that shit. I bet you he didn't even freaking argue about it. He was just like, oh, man, okay.
Yeah, they just told him, he was like, whatever, let me go drink.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what he told us, and I was like... I was very, very, very embarrassed. Coincidentally, and I know we mentioned one of this in one of the other brother videos. Coincidentally, that was the same night. After that, we went to Village Inn, and that's where the beans incident happened. If you don't know what that is, go look at the other brother videos. But that was horribly embarrassing, and I was participant to it, which I am ashamed to say. But the point is, he's a guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy, man. So, tell us about one of your lame-ass relatives. What up with that?
Damn,
Do they want to ride Brahma bulls?
That's super lame.
Anyway, we're out, guys. Thanks for listening. Hit a like, share, subscribe, and those notification buttons. Because we're out.